Recording. Welcome to the lecture on machine learning. In this lecture, we are going to see a simple introduction to machine learning and its types. So, what is machine learning? It is nothing but learning by machines. How a machine can learn? A machine can be considered to learn if it can gather some experience by doing some tasks and gain some experience and use the experience to solve some problems in future. How do machines learn? So the basic machine learning process is divided into three parts. First one is data input. Here the past data or information can be utilized as the basis for taking decisions in future. Second one is abstraction. Here the input data can be represented in a broad way through some underlying algorithms. Third one is generalization. Here the abstracted representation can be generalized to form a good framework that helps in making some decisions. Here, when the input data is given to abstraction, it can be finally given to generalization. So next one is types of machine learning. There are three types of machine learning. The first one is supervised learning, also known as predictive learning. Here, the machine can predict the class of unknown object based on the prior information based on the similar objects. Second one is unsupervised learning or descriptive learning. Here, the machine can find some patterns in unknown objects by grouping similar objects together. Third one is reinforcement learning. Here, the machine learns to act on its own to achieve the desired goal. So here is a representation of types of machine learning. The machine learning is initially divided into three types: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. The supervised learning is further divided into classification and regression. Unsupervised learning is further divided into clustering and association analysis. So first one is supervised learning. The main objective of supervised learning is to learn from past information. The machine needs some basic information to be provided to it. This can be used as the basic input and it is given in the form of training data. This training data is nothing but the information that is collected in the past based on a specific task. The training data will have some past data based on different aspects or features along with the tag. The tag is nothing but label. Thus, the training data is labeled in the case of supervised learning. The labeled training data now contains the past information that can be utilized as the input. Based on the training data, the machine will be able to build a predictive model that is used on the test data to assign a label for each record in the test data. When the labeled training data is applied on supervised learning algorithms, a predictive model is built and it can be used on the test data, and finally the prediction can be made. These are some examples of supervised learning. They are predicting the results of a game, predicting whether a tumor is malignant or benign, predicting the price of domains like real estate, stocks, etc., and classifying the text, such as classifying a set of emails whether they are spam or non-spam. In predicting problems, there are two categories. In first category, we can predict the category or class of an unknown data based on the absolute value or a class. When we try to predict a categorical or nominal variable, it can be termed as classification problem. The example of classification problem may be image classification, prediction of disease, win-loss prediction of games. In the prediction problem, when we try to predict a real valued variable, it comes under the category of regression. Some examples of regression are weather forecast, sales prediction for managers. The second broad category of machine learning is unsupervised learning. Here, there is no labeled training data to learn from and no prediction can be made. So, the main objective of unsupervised learning is to take the dataset as the input and the machine tries to find the natural groupings or patterns among the data elements or records. The supervised learning is further divided into clustering and association analysis. In clustering, the machine tends to group or organize similar objects together. The objects that belong to the same clusters will be similar and the objects belonging to different clusters will be dissimilar. There were different measures of similarity that can be applied for measuring the clustering. One such example is distance-based clustering. Here, when two data items are considered to be on the same cluster, if the distance between them is less. In the same way, if the distance between the data items is high, the items do not belong to the same cluster. This type is known as distance-based clustering. The second type of unsupervised learning is association analysis. Here, the association between the data elements are identified. The main example of association analysis is market basket analysis. Here, when the unlabeled data is applied with unsupervised learning model, it can cluster the data elements into groups based on the association among them. One some example is market basket analysis. Here, whenever the diaper is bought, beer is bought along with the diaper. So diaper and beer are associated with each other. So these are termed as frequent item sets, and they can be identified using this unsupervised learning algorithm. The final main type of machine learning is reinforcement learning. Here, the machines often do their tasks autonomously. So, when a subtask is accomplished successfully, a reward will be given. When a subtask is not executed, no reward will be given. This procedure will continue until the machine is able to complete the execution of the whole work. This process is known as reinforcement learning. One such example of reinforcement learning is self-driving cars. Here, there will be a continuous monitoring of the surrounding environment and a prediction of possible changes that must be made for the vehicle. The critical information that have to be taken care in self-driving cars are speed and speed limit in different road segments, traffic conditions, road conditions, weather conditions, etc. The tasks that have to be taken care are start and stop, accelerate, decelerate, turn to light, right, left or right, etc. That's the end of the lecture. Thank you.